Hello everyone, welcome back to Shupitual. In this video, I'll discuss the important questions, the most important questions from all 5 modules, which means you can easily score 80 plus. Clear? I have prepared the most important questions from each module. I have taken 5 questions, the most repeated and important questions. You can easily score 80 plus. Let us start. Before starting, if you are new to Shupitual, then subscribe to it for more videos like this. Your like, share, subscribe and comment will motivate me to create even more videos which will be helpful to you. Let us start without delay. Here module 1, it is completely the basics of C programming and the basics of programming as well. Let us see. Explain the structure of C program with example and explain constants, variables and data types in C. Explain the operators in C with the types and examples, and explain the storage classes in C. Explain the compilation and execution process of the C program. These are all the 5 the most important questions in module 1. It is completely about the basics of C programming. The structure of C program. Here I'll tell you one simple thing, that C program is, it mainly has 3 parts, that is preprocessor, directive, which means ash includes standard input output dot h, everything, whatever the libraries that I am including, that comes under preprocessor directive. That is the first main part. After that, we have one more thing called main function, that where the compiler start execution, that is from main function. Clear? After that, one more important part we have, that is statements. All the statements under inside the main part, that is the statement, which the program will execute. Clear? It will print the output. That part is called the statement. These 3 parts are very important. First one is, I'll tell you once again, preprocessor directive, main function and the statements. Let us see here the structure of C program with example. Documentation you have to explain, that is comments inside the C program. You have to write down whatever I have told you also. Clear? The 3 parts, and explain that. The link ash include libraries, that is nothing but preprocessor directives, and the definition, define constants and global declarations. Main function I have told you, user defined functions, that is custom functions. You have to explain with the structure. I have already explained in the module 1 video. You can go and check out this question. Explain the constants, variable and data types in C. Constant means the fixed value. The value cannot change. We use const variable, a const keyword for that. Clear? Variable means we use to store the data. For example, int a is equal to 5. If I take a is a variable name. In that variable name a, I am storing the value 10, 5, anything. Variable means the value of the data keep on changing. Vary means it will vary that value. It can able to vary. Able to vary. Clear? Data types means int, character, float and double. Integer means integeric values, integers, and character means single character, that is ABC, anything. Integer means the numbers. Float means floating point numbers, that is 9.10, 9.9, anything. Double means in float it will store only the limited values. That's why we have double. Modifiers, we have modifiers, that is short, long, signed and unsigned. And the next question is explain operators in C with the type. C with type and examples. We have arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, increment or decrement, conditional operator. Here arithmetic means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. These are all the arithmetic operations that you have to explain. I have already explained in the module 1 video. Go and check out that. And relational means equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than. These are all the relational. Comparison also we can do less than, 3 is greater than 2, 5 is less than 10, like that. The relational operator. Logical and or gates and not as well. Assignment means equal to, 9 is equal to 9, a is equal to a, that is assignment operator. Increment or decrement. Increment we will take plus plus. Decrement means it will decrease the value by 1, that is decrement. Increment means it will increase the value by 1. If a is equal to 10, it will increment the value by 1. Later on a will be 11. If I take decrement, a will be 9 after decrement. Clear? Conditional operator as well. Let us move to next question. Explain storage classes in C. Here we have auto, static, extend and register. You have to explain these. Auto means this is local variable. Static means value retained. Extend, global access. Register means fast access. These are all the storage classes in C. You have to explain in detail. Explain compilation and execution process of C programming. We have editor, compiler, linker, loader and execution. You have to explain these in detail. Clear? According to the given marks only, you have to you have to write the answers for that. Remember that. Let us move to the module 2. It is completely about console input, output and control statements, which are very important. The control statements, you can get the decision making statements and looping statement, which are very repeated and important ones. I have explained in detail the separate videos for these two questions. Go and check out those two questions and explain printf and scanf with the format specifiers and examples. We have printf, scanf. Printf is the output function. Whatever we will write inside the printf function, it will print that, the output function. It displays the data on the screen. Whatever we will write inside the printf function, it will display the data on screen. That is printf function. Scanf means input functions. It reads the data from keyboard. Whatever the user will enter, it will read the data from keyboard. Clear? This is about the printf and scanf functions. And format specifiers, for example, %d, it is for integer, %c is for character, %f is for float, and %lf is for double. %s is for string. These are all the %d, %c, f, lf and %s. These are all the format specifiers. Clear? We use in the scanf function. Clear? Here printf function uses the format specifiers to print the values. Why we use these format specifier means we use these format specifiers to print the values. If it is integer, we will take %d accordingly. Clear? Scanf uses the format specifiers with address operator. For example, %d, if the variable name is a, it will take address of a, like that. %d address of a, %c address of a, like that. The next question is explain decision making statements in C. We have if else, nested if, switch and default. Usually they ask if else, nested if. Clear? And else if ladder also. These are all very important decision making statements in C. Here if means it will execute the block only if the condition is true. I'll take if a is equal to 10, then only it will execute that block. Clear? If it is true, then only it will execute that if block. Or else we have one more thing called if else. If block is false, then it will go to else block and execute those statements in the else block. Nested if means if inside another if. We have one more if inside the if block only, that is nested if. Switch means it will select case based on the value. Based on the given value, it will select the case. And default means it will execute when no cases matches. For example, I have a set of cases, set of blocks here. If nothing is true and nothing is executed, then it will print the default statement. Clear? The next question is, if you want, you can go and check the video. I have uploaded separate video for this decision making statements in C. Go and check out that video. I have explained in detail with the syntax explanation, for flowchart and everything in detail. You can easily score 10 to 12 marks for that question. For sure you will get this question. And this one is also very important. Explain looping statements in C with examples. Very important question. I have explained this one also along with the syntax example and flowchart as well. Go and check out this video as well. Here we have for loop, while loop and do while. For means it will repeat the block with initialization, condition and update. For example, for I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. This is what I is equal to 0. I have done initialization. I is less than or equal to 5. The condition is there in this case, and update means I plus plus. Clear? This is how it works, the for loop. While loop means it repeats the block while the condition is true. It will repeat the block if the condition is true. Once the condition become false, it will come out of that loop. That is while loop. Do while means it will execute the block at least once because the condition is at the end of that block. Clear? That's why if the condition is false also, it will execute at least once. I have explained in detail in that video. You can go and check out that. Loops reduce code repetition. Here code repetition, it will reduce because we use only single line. It will continuously repeat. That's why the code repetition will be reduced using loops. Use it for counting, printing and calculation. Where we use these looping statement means for counting, to count the numbers from 1 to 100, 1 to 1000, 1 to 5000. There the code lines will be reduced because of this looping statements. Clear? In printing numbers and calculations as well, we use the looping statements. Let us move to the next question. Explain jump statements in C. We have break, continue, go to, return. These are all the jump statements in C. I have explained these also in module 2 video. Go and check out that. It is not separate video. In module 2 only, I have explained these in detail. Break means it will exit the loop or switch. it will just break that statement and move to the next statement. Continue means it will skip the current iteration and move to the next iteration. Go to means jumps to labeled statement only. Return means it will exit the function and return the values. These are used to control the program flow. And the last question is write a program using loops and conditional statements in C. You can write the factorial, prime numbers, palindrome, these any functions which are there in your lab exam also. Clear? Here conditions used for checking the logic, loops are used for repetition calculation. Clear? Let us move to the third module. It is completely about the array sign pointers, which is very simple module. Explain one dimension and two dimensional array with examples. I have explained this in detail. You can go and check out in module 3 video. I have explained in second questions only. Everything in detail I have explained. Go check out that video, and in simple way I'll explain what is 1D and 2D array here. One dimensional array means it will store the elements in single row. That is, for example, int a is a of 5. Here 5 elements will be stored, only 5 elements. And I'll tell you one more important thing, that is the array index starts from 0. I can store the 5 elements inside it, but the array index starts from 0. For example, int a of 5 is equal to, I will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the first value whatever I have, that is in the 0th index. Clear? Access using the index of that value. Clear? If I take int a of 5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to access the number 1. Then I have to take a of 0. A of 0, then I can easily access the number 1. Clear with this? Here we have two-dimensional array, stores the elements in rows and columns. 1D means it will store the elements or values in single row, single line. Here it will store the elements in rows and column wise. That is 2D array. Clear? For example, int a of 3 and 3. 3 means it will be rows, it will be columns. 3 means it is row, column. And access is using two indexes. I have to mention the row of that element and column of that element. Easily I can access that particular element, specific element. I have explained this one in detail. Go and check out that. It is used to store the multiple values of a same type. Here array means the same data type values can be stored. We cannot store the different data types values. Clear? It is used to show the multiple values of same type only. Clear? And the next question is explain passing arrays to function with example. Here array name passed to a function, and function can access all the elements using the index of that array. No need to pass the size with address operator, and any changes inside that function will affect the original array as well. And the next question is explain pointer sign pointer variable with example. Here pointer means it will store the address of that variable. It will not store the value, it will store the address of that variable, not the value. Clear? And declaring use asterisk symbol. For example, int asterisk p, pointer p. Clear? It will store the address of that variable. This is the example. Address stores using ampersand operator or address operator. Pointer access the values using asterisk operator. I can easily access the values using asterisk operator. For example, p is equal to address of a. The address is stored using address operator. Let us move to next question. Explain pointer arithmetic and pointer expression. Here pointer arithmetic means we have increment, decrement, addition and subtraction. Here increment means p plus plus, it will move to the next location. P minus minus, it will move to the previous location. It is pointer increment and decrement. Addition means p plus n, which means it will move forward n location. It will move backward. Subtraction means it will move backward. It is used to access array elements using pointers. Why we use the pointer arithmetic and pointer expression means to access the array elements using pointers. Here explain relationship between arrays and pointers. Here array name stores the address of the first element, and array name acts like pointer. Pointer can access array elements. Why we use pointers means we can easily access the elements present in the array. For example, a of I, that is same as asterisk a plus I. I can easily access the array elements using pointers. Arrays and pointers are closely related. Here you can see by using the index of that value, I can access the array elements here and using pointer concept. Clear? They are closely relative. Let us move to the module 4. It is completely about the functions and dynamic memory allocation. The first question is explain functions in C syntax and examples. Function means the block of code to perform specific task. For example, any function, I'll take add, subtract, anything, it will perform a specific task. Syntax means return type, function name and parameter. For example, you can see here return type, that is int, and the function name is sum. I am adding here int a and int b. These are all the parameters inside the function. Here function has declaration, definition and the call. You can see the declaration here, definition and the function call as well. It improves the code reuse and modularity. What are all the advantages? Means you can say that it will improve the code reusability and modularity as well. And the next question is explain recursion with example. Here recursion means function calls itself. That is called recursion. Here why we use recursion means it is used to solve the repetitive problems. And it must have the base condition to stop that recursion. For example, factorial using recursion. Here you can see that how to find the factorial of n, that is n into factorial of n minus 1. This is the formula to find out the factorial of any number. Clear? This is recursion, the example of it. The next question is explain storage classes related to functions. We have auto, static, extern and register. I have already told you. Here default local variable in function. Auto is the default local variable which is there in the function. Static means it retains the value between function calls. Extern means it will access the global variables from another file. Register means it will store the variables in CPU register for fast access. We can easily access. This is fast access, and it defines the scope and lifetime of variable, the storage classes. And the next question is explain dynamic memory allocation functions. We have malloc, calloc, reloc and free. These are all the dynamic memory allocation functions. Malloc means it allocates the memory at runtime, that is malloc. Calloc means it allocates the memory and initializes to 0, that is calloc. You have to remember properly. Realloc means resizes previously allocated memory. Realloc, you have to remember, realloc means resize previously allocated memory. Free function means it will deallocates the allocated memory, that is free. These are used for dynamic memory If you want the proper notes for this particular topic, then go and check the module 4 video I have given in the comment section and description as well. Click on that link. You can easily access that PDF easily. And next question is explain command line arguments with example. Here we have argc, argv. These are used to pass the values from command line. Argc means argument count, argv means argument vector, which means array of arguments. These are used to pass the values from command line. We have argv0, which means the program name. argv1 and argv2 are user inputs. If you go and check out that PDF, then you can easily understand. Let us move to the module 5. It is completely about the structures, unions, and enumerations and type def. If you want the complete notes, go and check the module 5 video. I have given the notes PDF link in both comment section and description. Check out that. We have first question, explain structures in C with example. The structure is user defined data type and it stores the different data types together. Define it using struct keyword. Structure means we define using struct keyword. For example, struct student, int id, character name. In this, the id is integer type and the name is character type. I can store 20 characters inside that. This is the size of that character. And accessing using dot operator. How to access these structures? By using dot operator. Explain arrays of structures and structures within structure. Arrays of structure means collection of structure variables. This is array of structures and it stores the multiple records inside that structure. Structure within structure means nested structure. For example, nested if inside the if block I have one more if block, that is nested if, and structure within structure means that is nested structure. One structure inside another structure is called structure within structure. It is used for complex data. To manage the complex data, I can use the structure within structure concept. The next question is explain difference between structure and union. Here structure is a separate memory for each member. I have separate memory location for each member. Inside the union, it is shared memory for all members. It is shared memory. Structure means more memory is used here because I will allocate the different memory for each member. That's why the memory usage is very high. For union, I have less memory used because it is shared memory for all members. That's why it is less memory used. Structure or members usable at the same time. You have to write down in the tabular form. That will be easy for the evaluator to correct and give the proper marks for that. And the next question is explain enumeration and type def with example, which is very important question. Enumeration is a set of named constant defined using enum keyword. You have to mention this enum keyword. And for example, enum day, Monday, Tuesday. This is a set of named constants. Here type def means it gives a new name to the data type. That is type def int number. I can give any name, any new name data to that data type. That is type def. Enumeration means it is already named, the set of named constant. That is Monday and Tuesday. Anything you can give, January, February, anything. This is about the enumeration and type def. And the last question is explain pointers to structures with example. Pointer stores the address of the structure. I have already told you that pointers, it will store the address of that variable. Clear? And it declares using struct keyword. Because I'm using inside the structures, that's why it will declare using struct keyword. And I can easily access the elements using arrow operator. For example, pointer arrow operator id. I can easily access that particular elements or values. It is used for efficient memory access. Where we use this pointers to structure concept means for efficient memory access. Here completes the complete programming in C most important questions video. You can easily score, you can easily pass by these questions, and you can also score 80 plus if you prepare these questions thoroughly. And I have given the explanations for each question in that particular video, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have already uploaded those videos. Go and check out, and you can easily access those module PDF links as well. I have given in the description and comment box as well. Check out those. You can easily download the PDFs for those 5 modules. If you found this video even 1% helpful, then subscribe to Shupage World for more videos like this, and share this video with your friends who are struggling in programming in C, and that will be helpful to them also. Comment below and let me know if it is helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want me to explain any particular subject or topic, comment below and let me know. For sure, I'll consider. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.